for joining me as I take on life. Today, we're going to touch on self-care, but more importantly, not just the external self-care, but internal self-care, your inner self-care, the most important building block to any self-care routine. It's very often forgotten when talking about self-care. Most people see self-care as an external thing, doing hair and makeup, getting their nails done, having a spa day, taking a bath, exercising, eating properly, all great things. And everybody should have a spa day once in a while. Absolutely, it's a great reset. But none of that matters if you don't do your internal self-care as well. What is most important to you? That's the biggest question. If you don't know what's most important to you and you don't know what your goals in life are or what you want out of life, you're going to struggle no matter how much self-care you do. You're fighting against odds that you aren't even sure what the odds are because you don't know what you're fighting for. We all have a personality type. We're introverted, we're extroverted. Some of us are forced into social events and situations that we don't want to be in if we're introverts and we get anxiety. Some of us are extroverts and we can't always get together with big groups of friends because of certain situations or circumstances. But knowing what you are, what type of person you are, what drives you, what stresses you, these are the things that are going to help you to figure out how to shape your life and what direction to take. Maybe you want to go back to school, but you have no idea what you want to go back for. This is a good time to look internally and do some internal self-care. What about your life do you like? What things do you not like? Are there some things you could change? Maybe you don't enjoy being at your job anymore. Maybe you're in a dead-end relationship. Maybe you've always wanted to move to a specific city, but you've always been too scared or not had the means to do so. These are the kind of things you need to look at. These are your base foundations. Are you happy with your relationships, your current living situation, your job? If these things are all in order, it makes it a little bit easier to delve even deeper into our inner self and figure out what the next steps will be. My advice has always been go after whatever it is that you want. I believe that most of us are capable of achieving pretty much anything that we want within reason. There's nothing stopping you from achieving your goals and dreams except for you. You stand in your own way. Everything else around you can be changed, but you need to have the motivation to go after what you want. And that's a huge part of self-care. If you're not continually driving and reaching towards what it is that you want or having goals set that you're working towards, what are you doing? You're just existing. You don't want to just exist in life. You want to persevere. You want to be successful. You want to enjoy the time that you have. Some of us have a lot less time on this earth than others. Why waste it away wondering what you should be doing instead of taking those steps towards what you could be doing to get where you want to be? Not everything is going to be simple or easy or financially viable right away. There's going to be a lot of hard work. There's going to be a lot of perseverance. There's going to be some times when we have to make hard choices in life. Maybe you have to end that dead-end relationship. Maybe you have to quit the job you've worked at for 25 years. Maybe you have to leave all your friends and family behind for that job you want or that city you want to live in that's further away. These are all things to take into account, to contemplate. Maybe you have a family and kids and you can't just up and move, or you can't afford to quit your job and find another job. But there are steps you can take in preparation to move forwards towards that goal. There's always baby steps towards every goal. No goal is straightforward and no goal is going to be accomplished overnight. Inner self-care is looking at what is most important to you and figuring out a way to get there and to accomplish that. Sometimes you need to say, you know what, I'm not feeling great today. No, I don't want to go to that social event, thank you. That's self-care. Maybe there's that one friend that always makes those snarky comments towards you or makes comments about the way you look and makes you feel a little bit bad about yourself, even though you know that they're meaning it in a joking way. Maybe it's time to confront them. Have you? If you have and they're still doing it, maybe it's time to get rid of that toxic person in your life. Nobody needs toxic people or toxic jobs or situations that are going to make them feel worse about themselves. We are our own worst critics. We criticize ourselves enough whether we realize it or not. We don't need negativity in our lives. One of the first things I look at as I'm on my journey for self-improvement is, what are the things that I enjoy? And what are the things I don't? Are there certain people or situations in my life that I need to be rid of to feel better about myself and to accomplish the goals that I have in my life? Is there ways that I can improve myself? Maybe in my situation, I would like to lose some weight and get into better shape. That's great goals. Now there's going to be baby steps towards that. You're not going to just start working out and eating healthy 100% tomorrow like that. It's a lifestyle change. It's a constant striving towards what your goal is. Maybe you will hit that goal pretty quickly. Maybe it'll take years, but you're going to work towards it. And these are the kind of things that are internally self-care. You're doing what's best for you, what matters to you, what's going to benefit you the most. If it benefits you in a positive way and it increases the likelihood of you enjoying life and just being a happier person, go for it. Do it. Figure out those baby steps on how to get there. If there's something that's causing you drama and stress and just constant taking up space in your mind that you dwell on, get rid of it. If there's people in your life that are not supportive, that are constantly bringing you down or making negative comments or telling you that you can't achieve certain things that you want to do, get rid of them. We are all capable of achieving what we want to achieve. Some of us have to work harder than others. Some of us have benefits of coming from a well-off family or a social situation where it might be easier for us to get those things. And then there's some of us that might struggle, and we'll have to claw and fight our way every step of the way until we get there. But we can all achieve it. Sometimes it doesn't seem fair when people have a bigger disadvantage to other people who have bigger advantages. But life is what you make it. In saying that, I suggest that all of you who watch this take a few minutes to just sit down and think about what your goals are, what you'd really want out of life, where you'd like to be, the people you'd like to have around, what kind of job you'd like to have, and see if there's anywhere where you can make any minor changes that would improve your mental health and your emotional health. If there's things bogging you down, get rid of them. If there's things that make you happy, do them more often. We all have the right to be happy. And as much as people like to talk about self-care as being rest time and spa days and physically taking care of yourself, which, yes, absolutely. There is the physical aspect of self-care. And maybe we'll touch on that in another video. But this video, I'm talking about your inner self-care, your emotional and mental self-care. If you're feeling bad about yourself and the way you look, stop following people on social media that make you feel that way. If there are people in your life that are encouraging you and saying, yes, you can do this, you got this, hang out with those people more often. Check in with yourself every so often. Things change from day to day, week to week, sometimes hour to hour. Maybe your goals change, maybe your situation changes. It's important that we self-care by checking in with ourselves at least once a day. Where am I? How am I feeling? How can I change this? Did I wake up in a bad mood? What can I do to put myself in a better mood? What is one small goal I can accomplish today that would help me feel better? It doesn't have to be a big thing. It's just doing something that's positive for you and your mental state. Self-care starts with how you feel about yourself and how you emotionally take care of yourself. All the hair extensions and fake nails and makeup in the world is not going to make you feel better about yourself if you feel like a failure inside. Maybe you don't feel like a failure. Maybe you're just unsure about where you're going in life. These are the things to think about and try to figure out, what are my next steps? Everybody deserves to love themselves and to be loved and to enjoy a happy and fulfilling life. What are the steps you need to take to get to that?